What up, people? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah? Oh, boy, these kids. Absolutely hilarious. Oh, man. Kids are hilarious. Kids are hilarious. Oh, boy, boy, boy. Let's see. What's up, Nikki? Sunshine, what's up? How you been? How you been? You on the roll? You chilling? What's good? What's good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm chilling. Well, I was sipping on something. Now I gotta go refill. Finally home. You stay on the go, ain't it? No, that was just some uh bourbon and Coke. That's all it was. Just a little bourbon and, well, not Coke, bourbon and Dr. Pepper. Um, I'm I thought about making an old fashioned. I take it that you like an old fashioned. Old fashions are my go to. Really, gotta make you an old fashioned then, homie. Got to make you one. So if you're ever in Houston, I got you. I make a mean old fashioned. Man, let's see where everybody. Let me go ahead and send out some invites right quick. Cause I see you be staying on them planes. um. Oh, the topic for tonight. The topic is going to be. Let me actually paste it right here. Test the waters or test your standards. About moving in before, you know, like marriage, relationships, and all of that. Whether moving in is the thing to do. And, yeah, yeah. Because, people feel like, I need to test the waters, I need to see. But, you could be, people do it for conveniences and, yeah. Well, the thing is, it's hard for me. It won't pin it because when I have a panel, it won't let me pin. It won't let me pin when I have a panel. So typically my moderator and myself will keep throwing it in there every so often. Just keep throwing it in there and throwing it in there. So Yeah, yeah. When you run it solo, then yeah, you can definitely you can pin everything. But as soon as you put up a panel, they won't let you pin. So I just keep it in my clipboard and copy and paste, copy and paste. Matter of fact, let's see if I can see else how I want to do it too. Let's see how much of this actually. Yeah. So that's actually more of what the topic is in its entirety. Let's see, where my boy Busy at? Let me see where Busy at. He might be somewhere in somebody's gym. Next level. What's good, brother? What's the word, man? Man, everything and nothing, dog. Just chilling. He chasing them damn waterfall. Right? Right? You know that's where he at. He chasing the waterfall in Kalamazoo, Maine, somewhere. Free. What's good? What's good, Free? Oh man. Welcome in. There's everybody rolling in now, so we on the up and up now. We good. We got the click running through. Peace, peace. Yes. Brooke, what's good? Welcome in. Marie, welcome in. Welcome in. We about to have some fun. Oh no, man, that's the remnants of that little cough, man. I'm on the up and up now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm on the back end of it. I am on the back end of it, man. Yeah, man. Where your brother at? I forgot to call that fool today. I meant to holler at him. I ain't got no plans. Calm down. I ain't got no plans. Sometimes you coming up on the panel. I seen you came in with the invite. You want to come up here and chit chat with us? Come on up here and chit chat. All right, next level. Come on up here and chit chat with the folks. Nah, ain't no accident. Come on. Come on. Jeremiah, what's good? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the 100. Come on in here and have a seat. Have a seat. Have a sit down. Grab a drink. Pull you up, son. We got a good little topic tonight. If y'all ain't afraid to talk about it. You know. If y'all ain't afraid to talk about it. We won't be here for a long time, but we'll be here definitely for a good time. That's right. That's right. Hey, 100 days, free, look at you. Consistency. That's what I'm talking about. Consistency. I appreciate that. Ladybug 1. What's good? What's good? You know? Man, we're going to have a good time tonight. Good time tonight. Yeah. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah. Let's see. Free, how was your day today? What you get into? Everything good? I need to put something else back in this glass. I'm over here sucking on ice. Danielle, what's good, sis? What's good? I know. Let me go. I'm gonna go get this little refill right quick. Man, my day was actually pretty good, man. I ain't got no complaints. Keita, what's good, sis? What's good? Man, I ain't got no complaints today. You know, got a little business handle, got a time to look. Got had a little spell to be able to sit down for a second. Man, anytime I can sit down for a second, I don't have to do anything. I'm good. I'm Gucci. How about yours? You been chilling? Man, great is an understatement. I said, man, everything today went smooth. I said, I'm gonna jump on this pod, have a little fun with my peoples real quick here, and then you know, get going from that point. You know, that's all we gonna do. Oh, I know. I see. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you Gucci. I said, oh, she Gucci. I ain't gonna go into it, but I seen it. I said, oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Sonya, what's good? Sonya Kelly, what's good? Oh man, how you been? How you been? Hope you good. Hope everybody good. Sexy Regina, what's good? What's good? Hope you're good. Hope everybody's having one of these blessed days. Oh, I know. I know you're ready to get into that topic. It's gonna be a doozy. It's gonna be a doozy. You know. There you go. I'm gonna keep posting it up there for everybody to see what the topic is. We ain't gonna have. Ain't gonna be here for a long time. Like I say, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. Chocolate, what's up? Chocolate then made it to the room. She's present. She's a little late, but
I'm
she's present.
tardy to the party, but I's here.
There it is. There it is. What's good?
I can't call it. How you doing?
Man, I'm chilling. Angie,
What?
what's good? Nikki, what's good?
When are we leaving?
Uh,
When
oh
are we
man,
leaving for Greece?
we what 28 days? I think we
Mm,
28 days into this thing. 27
hmm
might be.
Are you excited?
Man, I'm ready to go. I was sitting there putting some excursions together. Yeah.
Nice. Very
Yeah,
nice.
man.
I'm not the only one not here.
No, you're not.
I don't feel so bad.
No, you no.
I had Bible study.
Mm-hmm.
It runs concurrently with your program.
Nah, you good.
What you eat? Ooh, Keita, you can hear me. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
she hear that
sorry.
bowl over there clinking.
I'm eating cucumbers. I just eat
Mm-hmm.
cucumbers and I eat green grapes and I'm, eating clean. Eating clean. I'm trying to stay. I want to be sexual toxic. Yes.
I can't deal with you in real life. I can't.
No, I'm eating cucumbers, baby. Cucumbers, green grapes, and I have some spinach on the side with some black olives and my little dipping sauce, my balsamic dressing.
Mm. Okay.
I'm trying to be
Look at
cute.
Stacey. She said she over there putting
Okay.
together a grill.
Well, go ahead
That's what I'm
on,
talking about.
girl.
Put a little grill together. You feel me?
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Had to get
No
into some
hesitation.
prayer.
There it
Thank you,
is.
Free.
Say she getting ready for the summertime. Appreciate the
Trying to be
gifts.
ready. Trying to get ready for the summer.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
They got a lot of stuff popping off in New York, so I'm getting ready to enjoy my summer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's
It
a
is.
barrel grill. Ooh, nice.
Oh yeah, that's what you want.
Is that the
Yeah.
egg?
No,
Or,
no, no.
or
It's
is that
just
the
a big,
black
the one
one?
that's really
That big
like
black
big or
one?
whatever. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, she getting ready to cook up something good.
Yeah. She about to do that. She about to do the thing. She about to have a whole little spread on there. Whole little
Oh,
spread.
just let us know when our plate, where we stand in line for our plate. Let me know.
That's it.
Gonna have to put some fish on that grill for me though.
Oh yeah, we
Maybe
got some.
some
You know, folk gonna have that seafood for you now for sure.
maybe some turkey wings. Some turkey wings.
Some turkey wings.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the one with the little smoker on the side. Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
that's the
joint
big
right there,
black one.
man. That's it.
She getting ready to hurt something up in that kitchen. Up in that kitchen. Go on,
Mm-hmm.
girl.
I hear that, man.
Oh,
Salute,
that's right. She can fry
salute.
fish on the grill. That's right. You can fry fish on the grill.
Mm-hmm.
I think
That's
that's the
right.
only thing I miss about living in Georgia. I could do all that good stuff.
Man, it's so convenient. So
It
convenient.
is.
So,
Those warm weather states, they have their purpose.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Purpose.
All right, let's see. Keita is back up in here, man. So we got a good little topic tonight, y'all. Um,
All right.
Good little topic. I'm gonna drop it down in here again. Test the waters or test your standards. Moving in and intimacy before marriage. you know, this, it's one of the things we did, but was it really beneficial?
Mm.
Is it necessary to
Mm.
test the waters? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it really necessary to test the waters? Because, I got some thoughts on that thing. My thoughts would be like, you know, I mean, you're trying to test for like what compatibility. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that by being in separate places. You know, everybody always talk about test the waters before marriage, test the waters before marriage. But what if the end result is what you're really doing is like practicing for a temporary version of forever. Big L, what's up, bro? It's always that what I always like to say that what if, man? What if you just practicing for a temporary forever? You know, I'm with you. I'm my opinion. I don't think it's necessary. I think when two people, get together, you learn each other. I mean, even down to the intimate part. I don't think that you have to be intimate before, because people put so much emphasis on the schmecks of things that you can miss an actually a truly good person. You know, schmecks is a part of it, right? Definitely a part of it, a huge part of it. But I think, in my opinion, it's not the end all be all. Because you can have a really good person that you can create memories and some experiences with that you not necessarily that you can't with someone else with good schmecks, but you may not be able to. Maybe that person all they good for is from some schmecks. but it ain't good for 2 other quarters. Can't do nothing else for you. So
Yeah, that's the only room where y'all ain't got no problems. Every other room y'all tearing up stuff.
yeah, yeah.
The
You
rest
know,
of
I
the house
mean,
got holes in the walls.
right. That's it. So
Battered furniture, broken
yeah,
lamps.
right. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm like, you know, in hindsight, it's like going back and getting back to some basics of just actually getting to know a person. You know what I'm saying? Go sit down and get to know somebody. You ain't got to go move in with them. You can learn the core of a person if you're being intentional, in my opinion. You're being intentional. You can learn a lot about a person before doing all that. It don't mean that you can't go and have smacks or whatever. It's just saying you can learn so much more about a person just from having a conversation. You
Do
know?
you think people move in together for insecurity or for control?
I think it's gonna be a combination of both.
Mm.
I think it's a combination of both. You got some people who are just controlling people, and they don't feel they feel like their power is being able to control somebody. You know what I'm saying? Then at the same time, you got people come in who ain't got their stuff together, and it's like, oh well, I'm gonna move in with this person because it's a convenience.
She said both. BOFF.
Both educated and opinion. You know what
I
I'm saying?
love it.
Like
I love her.
it's I think it's I mean it's just it's I mean it's a rabbit hole we can go down in this thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people do it out of fear. Well, I need to move in with this person because if I move in with them, then I can control. I can always control and know where they're at. I can control what they're doing. No, you can't, because people are gonna do what people want to do when they want to do it, and ain't nothing you can do to stop
Not at all.
it. Moving in together ain't gonna do that. You know, a lot of people think, oh, it's smart preparation to move in, but what you really could be doing is setting yourself up for you know uh, more confusion. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? A delayed commitment. People start moving in together, and then for the instance for the stance of the woman, y'all move in together with a man, right? And then all of a sudden that
Mm-hmm.
man don't ever ask you to marry because if he's not that marrying type, he gonna be like, shoot, we living together. I'm paying for this house. I'm doing this. Why I need to marry you? You know, or it could be vice versa. A woman two people can live together, and the woman be like, psh, I don't need no ring. As long as he ain't here paying these bills, I'm good. You know what I mean? Free said she been
Yeah.
single too long.
They
Well, Free,
minimize the sanctity of marriage.
we gon' we gonna get Free booed up in a minute. We gonna get
Who?
you
What?
booed up.
What you? Who?
Free. We gonna get
Oh,
Free booed up. I
oh,
ain't say
oh,
nothing about
oh,
you.
oh,
I
oh,
ain't on you tonight. I ain't on you. I
oh.
done left you alone.
What we sipping? What we sipping?
Well, right now I ain't sipping on nothing. I need to go refill my thing with some more bourbon.
Oh, we grown tonight. We drinking some bourbon.
Hey, grown tonight, y'all. We grown.
Mm. He done broke out the bourbon, y'all.
Yeah, the bub, and you know what I'm saying? You know how we do, man. But everybody else, man, welcome in 100 podcast, man. We got a good little topic tonight. Just drop it down in the comments. Take a second. Take a second and read it. Tell me and collect your thoughts before we jump into my first part. Welcome
Hey,
back,
next
next level.
level.
Yeah. Um, we're gonna go with you know me. I always got my little notes put down. So test the waters, right? Think about the pro perspective of it. The pro perspective is you can see real time, real habits, your cleanliness, how you do with money, your routines. You get to see it for face value, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's the pro. It can be you can avoid marrying the wrong person.
Mm.
The other part is you can see whether you are sexually compatible. You know, a lot of people think that it's the most logical thing in the dating culture for today. They feel like, oh, that's the smart thing to do. Let's just move in. We can learn everything about each other while we're living together. But why can't you learn those things without even living together? You know, why go through a combination of combining things and lifestyles and all of that for it to turn around and end? You know, but I think a lot of people do it because they don't want what they would feel would be like the surprise after marriage. So they try to experience everything up front so they can potentially mitigate things that's going to happen, right? But that's not always the case because, again, you know, you move in with somebody, you'll be surprised how long people can keep up a facade for a personal gain. People can keep up a facade for a personal gain for a long time. If it's benefiting them, you know, like, for example, if you got somebody that's coming in and they're taking care of everything and you don't have to worry about certain things, and that's, you know, male or female, what's giving you the initiative to say, okay, let's take it to the next step when you're already getting everything? Why do I need to go take it to the next step? I already got it. You know, I don't have any motivation to say, let's go and do something else now. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to keep him from the next person, but that ain't gonna work either.
This girl, stupid. Surprise! I can't really lay good pipe. Free, you silly. I can't.
Hi.
All right. So, yeah, Yolanda King, welcome in, man. Welcome in.
She's so silly. She's so
She's
cute,
so
and silly at the same time.
Look, I'm just saying.
Uh,
Let's see where everybody at, man.
the pipe just can't make the distance.
I know, like it is more to life than that, you know.
There is.
So here's that was side one. Here's side two of this. This is the risk that nobody talk about. Here's the risk that nobody talk about. Nobody talks about the false sense of commitment that happens when you move in together and all of that. Nobody talks about that. Like, you're now playing house without real accountability.
Mm.
That's just what it is, you know? Or being in that situation, you stay together so long, one person in their mind, they feel like they're married and the other person don't.
Jesus, preach, Father God.
Like, the wires be so damn cross, man. Like, oh man, and people be like, oh yeah, that's my husband right there. Oh, that's my wife right there. Then it's so long, another person like, I don't know why that fool be calling me their husband, or why this fool be calling me their wife. But okay then, cool. You paid the mortgage.
No legalities here.
Like, all right, free. Like, hey, you paid the mortgage, right? Okay, got it. You know, moving in together, kind of like I was saying earlier, you get and when you experience all of those things that you should, you know, be waiting on, man, there's going to be a delay in commitment. It's a delay in commitment. Why buy the house if you're already living in it rent free?
They're leasing with an option to buy.
That's exactly what it is. I'm leasing with an option to buy. Because at any point in time, I can turn around and say, yeah, I don't think I want to buy this.
Yeah, I don't think I want this one. I'm going to trade this in. Yeah, I'm going to trade it for the new model. Something faster. Right.
It's not even going to be a cut my loss. It's going to be, this is good. But, yeah, I'm not held to the fire on it, you know. But I would say a lot of things I see with this generation nowadays is this is what they do. They love to move in and, you know, have conversations. This is the wild part that gets me. I think one of the wildest things that get me is when people will move in together, have whole ass conversations about having kids, but not have a conversation about marriage.
Right.
And I'm like, what?
Right.
You want to bring a child in this world, but you ain't even having a conversation about spending the rest of y'all life together. But y'all can make a decision. Yeah, I want to be a mama. I want to be a daddy. What? How about
I wanna
be
have
a
a
husband and be a
legacy.
wife?
I want a legacy. I want
I want a
legacy. I
legacy.
want
You want to create a
children's.
legacy, but you ain't even married. Next level said,
You
why buy a cow when you can get the milk for free? That's
They
right.
don't even want the milk. They just want the meat. Get
They
it?
want the meat. Where's the beef?
Where's the beef? Knock knock.
We showing our age right there. Where's the beef? Hey, look, I'm just saying. Hey, love to her. What's good?
It's
Welcome
a
in.
matter of commitment. They want to be on the fence. Like I got one
Hey,
foot out,
somebody
1 foot
said,
in.
Ween!
Who said
Ween!
who said
Oh,
that? Who said that?
I don't know. Hey, what's going on,
Hey,
Lev? How you doing? What's good? What's good? Number
hey,
3,
baby.
right? The emotional attachment trap, right? Um, the intimacy bonds you, even when the relationship wrong, you get hung up on the schmecks of it. Moved in, you hooked on the schmecks, but this ain't the right relationship.
Getting bubble guts in the middle of the night. Like, why did I do this?
Why did I
Well,
do this? Oh my
somebody
gosh.
get me out of here.
So they say it's Lev Tour. Lev Tour said, hey, I don't
Hi,
know if you see your
baby.
comment.
I
Um,
see.
when you move in together and you focusing on moving in together and the intimacy and everything before marriage, and that goes to number 4. If you end up finding out, um, that, y'all not compatible, y'all not gonna be together. Now it's not just a breakup. It's a move out. The finances changes, the routine changes. Uh, you want to be partake. Yo, you want to come up on the panel? Come on. Come on. We keep a nice little orderly
We
panel
do.
around
We
here.
do. We do. We mind our manners and our P's and our Q's. We
That's
dot our
right. We
I's and
do.
cross our T's. Do da.
That's
Do
it.
da.
What's good,
Oh,
love? How
trust
you
me,
doing?
I used to host before, so I know how it can be. Sister Gwen know me.
Hi,
Hey,
baby.
lovely. Hello. I don't want to take up brother Marlon's live, but I just wanted to say hey and partake in the conversation if you don't mind
Oh,
having me.
no, I don't mind at all. I love having the additional input. Usually we don't have a full house up here, so no. Welcome in.
Oh, I ain't gonna stay long though, because I just wanted to hop in and just partake with y'all.
Yeah, everybody
Aw.
said they ain't gonna stay long, and then they get wrapped into it, and then it be like, damn.
we all
See,
tell that lie, baby. We all tell that lie.
nah, because I can't do everybody's personality. No pun intended.
Oh no, I'm with you.
Oh,
It's just
I'm
a
with you.
thing, that I have on this app where
yeah.
everybody is opinionated, but then when you opinionated, your opinion is not opinionated to be opinionated on, and they want to go back
Mm,
and forth with you about your opinion and then force their opinion down your throat.
That's a lot of
that
opinions.
part. That's a whole lot of opinions,
Man,
boy.
it's a lot, yeah. It's a lot
No,
of Peter Pecker,
this is
Pecker. I
Pick a
can't
pepper,
say.
pick a
see,
pepper,
there
stop
it
hitting me.
is.
Pick a pepper, Peter, Peter, pick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, this is a real good room, baby. You'll enjoy
yeah,
this environment.
yeah. This is
This
cool.
vibe is a good vibe.
So I
Thanks
just
for
threw
sending me the videos the clips that you sent me. Appreciate that.
Smooches.
Yes, brother Marlon. How do I feel about what?
Well, I said no. I was just letting you know. I posted what the topic is about tonight. So you can take a
Test the
second.
test
Take
the
a look
waters.
at it. But
Test the waters or test your standards. Moving in and intimacy before marriage. Woo, pushback. Test the waters.
Yeah. He be
Or
coming for it,
test your
baby. He comes for it.
yeah,
look, people like I'm just be simple with it if I can. Hopefully I don't get a little bit too long-winded
Nicole
or
Green,
go
YP,
into some
welcome in.
quicksand. Everybody has a flaw, right? Everybody has conditions that come with them, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like to test waters is to experience the person entirely. It's not about testing waters, because I feel like I mean, we learned that during COVID, right? We learned that through COVID. How many divorces it went up. It went through the roof, right? um so and a lot of people, when COVID took place and and a lot of people were confined. If somebody could please mute up. I'm not sure. When people were confined to their homes with their spouses during those times, they started seeing things that they didn't know that this person had, or what they, you know what I'm saying? Because now it's like, okay, I'm confined to a house for 2 years. Now I really see how this person get down.
Yeah.
Around those times, you know what I'm saying? Before those times, we were all working, right? I see you when we get to the house, because we all was on a schedule. Now we confined, so now we see each other every day. We experiencing each other every day. And now, and around those times, people were like, what was I getting myself into? I didn't know that. I didn't know. You don't really know a person until you know a person, right?
For real.
So, I don't think it's testing waters. I think you're experiencing that person, because before you were even thought of, or even to be in existence in their lives, they already had these habits. They already had these routines. So moving in and intimacy before marriage, I feel like you're going to experience that whether you marry that person or not, because you're going to get to know that person. I feel like you should enjoy, while you're dating a person, or before you guys elope, I feel like you should enjoy your independence, your roof over your head, before it's time to move in with each other. And I think that will be a new experience for both of you guys to learn. And I land with that.
You know what? I hear what you're saying, right? And I'm gonna go on it like this too. I think, for me personally, I think the moving in part, I think it's a way for people to escape having intentional conversations about things that you can have before moving in, right? I think if we take enough time to actually have a conversation about a lot of things and ask real questions, you can find out more before you even have to move in. You can take away the headache of moving in and combining things, and then all of a sudden, if things don't work out, having to split things, right? I think the intentionality of people having conversations about things first. Be intentional about the questions that you're asking. If a person avoids answering certain questions, guess what? That's a tell right there to tell you, yeah, this person avoids tough conversations. I'm definitely gotta let you know whether they're even somebody you want to be with. I think a lot of times people will avoid that because they figure, oh, I'll just move in and I can learn everything and this, that, and the other. And the other part that a lot of people would think is, oh, and if it's something I don't like, I can change them. No, you can't. You can't change people. Again, that's just my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop right there.
Nah, I mean, I feel what you're saying on that, brother. But I also feel like, people, when you do ask intimate questions, beyond getting to know somebody, people be jiving. They be jiving because they know they gotta say the right thing to keep you, right?
Absolutely.
Until you live with that person, like my uncle and my auntie and them said, until you live with that person, you don't really know that person until you live with them. And then everything's gonna tell you everything. Once you live with them, once y'all are in one roof, under one roof, that's when you gonna know. So I mean,
and I hear that. You know what I'm saying?
it's a give or take with the test of waters. I see what you're saying with the question. So this is a good outlook. I liked how you approach this. Now that I'm like thinking about it now more in depth. But I told what I was thinking about. Let me tell you this real quick, and I'm gonna land with this, and I'll let everybody, whoever else, to talk. I was saying, because I don't know if you saw this new trend on TikTok. Well, it's not really a trend, but it came across my algorithm where I'm seeing couples, before they elope, they move in together, right? But they have their own bedroom. What you think on that? I think I like it.
I mean, if you think about it, right, back in the days, I'm not sure your age or whatnot, but back in the day of like my parents and my grandparents, they actually had separate bedrooms. They came together in one of them room to do they do, and then went back to their separate rooms, right? Um,
Their quarters,
but yeah, they had their
their
quarters,
sleeping
right?
quarters.
But it was
You
one of
are
those things
banished to your
where
sleeping quarters.
they did that, and it was just a different level of respect. You know what I'm saying? It's like, again, we're talking about generations ago, right? People were different, mindsets were different. They didn't have the trials and tribulations of social media to influence a lot of things, right? It was more of this is the person I'm living with, this is the person I'm with. And it was a different level of respect, in my opinion, that people had during those generations when they moved in with each other. But also in respect to that as well, back in the days, people didn't move in together for real until they were married. They did their thing, but they didn't do it. They didn't move in together. It was like it was looked down upon. And now it's like it's looked down upon if you don't move in. You know what I'm saying? Most of them were married when they moved in together. They got married. Matter of fact,
Like I Love Lucy.
yeah,
Oh, all of
yeah,
those. They used to have, like on television, they would have to have one foot on the floor if they laid in bed together.
yeah,
That's
yep,
how it was back in the day. They would have to have one foot. They didn't just appear that way.
yeah, yeah. It was a different standard. You know what I'm saying? It was a different mindset back then. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, they was married though
yeah,
around them
yeah.
times. I'm talking
They
about
was,
if you're gonna play house, you might as well be
Get married.
roommates
Yeah.
or
yeah,
get married. I mean,
yeah. I mean, like I look at my own self personally, right? If I didn't have to go through the experiences that I already went to before, like me and my wife got married, if I did not know her the way that I knew her to the core, I would have never, we would have never moved in together before marriage, right? But there was so many, I mean, you talking about 25 years of history. So, I mean, that was a little bit different. I'm not justifying and saying that it was the right thing to do or nothing like that. I'm just saying there was a lot of history that was behind it before that decision was made. But understand, when that decision was made, it was very shortly after there was a marriage happening. It wasn't. It was a lot of intentionality behind it. Like, oh, okay, we're gonna move in. Okay, cool. Less than a year, married. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It wasn't It was a whole conversation we had. Like, this is what we're looking at. And when you have two people being intentional, boom, masterpiece. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Big guy, what's up, brother?
Shut it. What's
Um,
up, Tiny?
you might be grabbing some grub or something.
As always, gets on here and puts us on mute
Let's
because
see. I
he
missed
just
a couple
don't love
comments
us.
back here. Unapologetically, welcome in. And so I know we got Nikki back in the house. When I get married, I want to live in separate houses. Look, I hear
Oh, I heard of
that.
that. There's an actress that does it. I think what's her name that played in Baby Boy? Her and her husband, they live in separate houses and they've been married for a very long time now.
Cheryl Lee Ralph and her husband live in different states, and they see each other occasionally. And she
Yeah, I
says
ain't
it
doing all
works out
that, man.
beautifully.
All right, look, I ain't
I
knocking
don't
it,
know
but to
about
each his
that.
own.
Like,
Her husband's a politician, and she's an actress.
Yeah,
So he's out, he's doing his thing in his politics, and then she's doing her thing in acting. And they come together a couple of times a year, she said, and it's perfect. They've been together, what,
I
30
think
years
that's
now?
the one I'm talking about.
Cheryl Lee Ralph, with the big pretty
yeah.
Yeah.
smile.
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. I done got them misconstrued.
It's
That's who
okay.
it is.
Mhm. What's
Yeah,
up,
they in
Nikki?
different states, baby.
I don't know if I could
I'm
do
not
that.
doing
I'm
all
not
that.
doing all of that.
I'm
That's
not
too
doing that.
far fetched for me.
Mm-mm.
She said that's beyond my reach.
Look, I can't reach and touch you. I gotta make appointments. No,
You
hell
must check your
no.
schedule.
You're right. I gotta get in the car to go drive to your house,
You got to get on a
or
plane, my brother.
a plane. Yeah, no,
Couple
that's crazy.
hours.
I just,
Now,
but like the stem though is though I just feel like when you do when you move in with somebody and you're playing house before marriage,
mhm.
I feel like the man is going to eventually get comfortable and not want to further continue to try to elope with you because it's like, well,
Yes,
what's wrong with what we got now? You know,
It ain't broken.
exactly.
It feel good. Isn't this good,
Right,
baby?
right.
right. That was one of the points before you jumped on that I made. Like, and honestly, it goes from both ends. It goes from both ends. Like, why we need to go and do that? We got everything good. You doing what you're
Mm-hmm.
doing. You doing what I'm doing. Why we need to go and do that?
The challenge is broken.
The challenge is broken. It's
It's been
like what?
compromised.
Yeah.
We don't want the
There's no
government. We don't
incentive
want the
to
government.
do anything
We don't want the
else.
government in
Oh
our home.
gosh,
The
spewing
government
out
in
that
our home.
rhetoric.
Yeah.
The government. The big bad
It's just
spooky
it's just
boogeyman
It's
government.
papers.
just a piece of paper.
Just a
Come
piece
on
of
now. It's
paper.
more than that.
We
Yeah.
can go get this in trust and we can do some things. We don't have to get married. Why we got to
Yeah.
get married?
Oh
Because there's a
gosh.
covenant there.
You
So
know?
you're supposed to get married. There's a covenant there.
Okay.
And
Right.
Exactly.
but
Right.
I just don't want to live in the same house. I know that's unconventional, but
Mm-hmm.
been there, done that, and I like my space. I've been single a long time. I do want to get married at some point. Right now, I'm just not interested in sharing my space. I enjoy the quiet of my house. I have a really large house. I enjoy the quiet of it. That person would have to be on the same page with me. And trust is always going to be there, but I just don't want your stuff mingled with my stuff. I got my stuff how I like it. I'm OCD. I like my house clean all the time. But I do want a husband. Now that could change if I see that he probably kind of moves like I move. But as I've gotten older, I'm irritated by things. Like, why are you breathing so hard? Did you just throw your jacket over there on my chair? Like, there's a place for you to put that in the closet. Like, I'm irritated about stuff that a
I
long
got a
time
good one.
ago would not make me irritated. But when I have people that come over, like I had somebody come over, we were just watching movies, and he kicked back, took his shoes off, put his feet on my sectional, and I was looking at him like, bruh. And I was so irritated. I kept coming in the kitchen, like grabbing my locks, like, oh, I just want him to leave. But I didn't want to be rude. So I did not ask him to leave. And he was just comfortable, but don't be kicking back on my stuff. So I know I'm not ready yet to share that space. So I'm grown up about that. I'm not ready for that.
Or
I
the most
got you.
irritating thing is how long you going to run the water in the bathroom? Don't you know I got a water bill? How long you going to run
No,
that
did
water?
you go to my bathroom and use the toilet and left the seat up? I live here. This is my house.
No.
Like, what? Like, I'm never, like, I can't. I lived with my sons. I raised them. They know. They were raised in a house with women.
Mhm.
You
That
go,
makes
when you
sense.
finish, you put the toilet seat down. But then my son says, well, my girl know she can put it down. I'm like, yeah, you a different kind of dude,
Like,
though.
Flo, welcome in.
Yeah, I'm not doing none of that. Like, I just like things how I like them. And I will compromise for sure, but it's going to take somebody real strong to make me be like, oh, okay, I'll let you share my space with me. But the moment I feel like some of your quirks irritate my whole soul, I'm not going to be able to do it.
Not your whole soul.
Nikki, I hear what you're saying, right? And I like that you're open, even in the future, that if that person is that compatible, which is which you're basically saying you want somebody that's pretty much your twin to know that you will be okay with them being in the same, you know what I'm saying, in the same space with you, right?
Yeah.
Now,
I think
of
that when
course,
you find,
look, I'm this is the first time I've heard someone actually say it out loud that that's what they want, right? So of course, I'm curious. I think everybody else is kind of curious of, you said that you done been through some things, whatever, and now um, you're at this point in your life, you're at this level in your life now where you're like, look, I'm okay with this. I want this, which I like that intentional love. I want a husband. You know what I'm saying? How strongly do you feel that a husband will find you?
Sorry. At this juncture, I don't like I do hear people saying you got to get out the house. Like I'm at church or I'm at home. I'm not
Mm,
actually in spaces too much, but I feel like when the time is right now I am not there because I'm still in this space of I enjoy my time by myself.
right.
When I get a phone call and I'm watching something or I'm reading a book, I'm irritated that you're interrupting my me time. So I am fully aware that I am not there yet. So when I do get there, I will know it. And I haven't met someone that has made me feel like, oh, I would be there with that person. I haven't met that person yet. And I
Okay.
think that, I've asked the Lord, just show me, like make it plain. Like I've always said, like the Lord gonna have to come sit on my bed and be like, hey, my homeboy wanna holler at you.
Hey, I need to
Because
holler at my folk right here. He right here. Come
yeah,
on, holler at me,
yeah,
brother. Come
because I am so I'm guarded and past trauma, I've dealt with it, but I still know what it looks like. And when I see it in someone, I'm like, yeah, I know what that look like. It's got a
Mm,
different face, a different name, same game. So I'm very protective of me. I have not met someone that I feel like looks like a husband to me. And I don't know that I would even know what that looks like when I see it, if I'm being honest with you. I know that I have wife tendencies, but I don't know yet that I'm a wife because I don't want to give my
whew.
space up with you. I don't want to give my me time. Those are things that I am fully aware of. And the Lord is working to reveal those things to me. And when He does, it will be in His time. All things in His time. And I'm okay waiting for that to be made plain to me. I always say to Him, make it plain, because I got a hard head. So I need you to make some things plain to me so that I understand what's going on. And I pay attention and make sure that He doesn't have to continue to show me things. I feel like when we pray for things and then He reveals those things, we want to argue that it's not what we see.
Mm.
That's
Look,
exactly what it is.
I hear what you're saying, and what if I had to break down what you just said and where you're at in life, I hear that that you are striving for something, but you know that you are so aware about yourself that you know you're not ready at this moment.
Mhm,
You want what you want, but you know even right now you're not ready.
mhm.
Um, and that's I mean that's huge, man.
Yeah.
That is so huge to be able to say, I know what I want, but I know that I'm not ready for what I want.
Right. And not only that, I heard you all talking about the SMEX part. I've been
Hmm.
abstinent because I'm not willing to allow someone that close to me. And I
Hmm.
feel like that's a privilege and that it's supposed to be a privilege for my husband. And what I've noticed is men, especially older men, well, what you waiting for? What we waiting for? You know what it's about? No, I don't know what you're about. So why would I allow you to be that close to me? You can't be no closer than inside of me. Like I don't get that. So I'm just not open to it. So I meet a lot of people, but they not willing to take that journey, get to know me, the core of me, because you're too busy wanting to look at other things that you feel like that is appealing. You need to look
Hmm.
at my heart, my spirit, my mind, those type of things. If you can't do that and we can't have a full on conversation, then
Yeah.
I'm cool.
And
Let
you
me
know
go
what?
back to
That's
reading
that's
my
the
book.
essence of this whole conversation. That's the essence of the whole conversation is, you know, in my opinion, I think people getting to know each other before moving in my opinion, is more powerful than two people moving in. I that's kind of what I think. You know what I'm saying? But everybody, of course, I love that everybody has their own opinion. I'm not here to sway anybody any direction. You got to do whatever is best for you, however you want to do it, see it, play it. It's your business. Everything up
Absolutely.
here is about perspectives.
For sure. And it's about, your life's journey. And my journey is my journey. It's not gonna match anyone else. My cross is
Nope.
my cross to bear.
That's it.
I work with the elderly and disabled. I'm a regional property manager, so my properties are all for elderly and disabled. I have 7 of them. They're all across everywhere. I have 2 that's out of state. But with that, I see my elderly that are alone. And I don't want to be alone when I'm in there, when I'm 70, 60, I don't want to be that. However, they tell me they are so full of life and they're so happy. Again, I don't know what happens in the midnight hour because I'm not there. So I don't know what that looks like for them. I don't know if they making war on the floor, if they crying because they lonely. I don't know. But I know when they come out and they come to functions, and if I'm present at those functions, they full of life.
That's
Full
what's
of
up.
life. So I
That
don't want
what
to
you
end up
need.
like that. I definitely don't. I
No,
want
I'm with you.
somebody, but
I'm with you.
it's got to be the right one. I done
For
had
sure.
the wrong one too many dang on
Yeah.
times. So
Nah, I appreciate the input and everything. Anybody else want anything they want to add to it before I push?
No, go ahead. Push, 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 push.
All right. Appreciate the landing. Um, you know, so I think one of those things, right? Especially when we think about like the intimacy part of it before moving in, right? With moving in together and everything, right? The intimacy before commitment, what that creates is an emotional bond faster than logic can catch up.
Mm.
I'm gonna say that again. Intimacy before commitment can create an emotional bond faster than logic can catch up.
Wow, you went to the bottom of the ocean on that one.
Yeah, because everybody knows. I mean, we all grown. You get so wrapped into it, especially when it's good. You forget about you. You can lose some common sense.
It's like
you
that real
lose.
good a bag of potato chips.
You lose
You
some
know it's
common
good to
sense.
you.
And you know
Good
what I'm
to you, but it
saying?
ain't good for you.
She said hoodwinked. You know what I mean?
Bamboozled. Led her
Yeah,
astray.
yeah. Like Free said, that's why you gotta not get into it or be able to cut it off at the head. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why, when I say go back to, intentional conversations, being intentional, have certain conversations. Because if there's so much emphasis on the intimacy before a relationship, I think there's a part where you lose sight. I know we talked about a topic before. This is, I think, last year when we talked about it. Um, Somebody might remember, but when we talked about like arranged marriages, and with arranged marriages, you don't know nothing about that person. You don't know anything. All you know is what was arranged, but then you get married, and then you you say your commitment is to learn this person at this point. Lev, what you got?
Um, I got
Hey,
I just
before you say that, y'all see how Lev did that? She raised her hand.
Ooh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't treat us
look.
like that.
I'm new here.
Don't
I
be
don't know what
showing
it look
out
like.
because it's
Like I
company.
said, I used to host.
I'm
So
messing
I
with
know what
y'all.
it's like
He's showing out
when
because there's
people be
company
cutting
in the
people off.
house.
Nah, go ahead, Lev.
So I just want to pick your brain a little bit and push back with the not push back, but just piggyback on what you said about two people willing to be intentional with one another. I cringe that, and I
Okay.
think it's more of a trust issue factor because I've been, it's like anybody, like I said before earlier when we was discussing living in with each other and stuff. Anybody could tell you anything. I've experienced that just so they could
Yes,
get
ma'am.
you, just so they can get one thing that they need, that they desire, that they're, you know, their urges so they can get their urges met. But people will say anything. People will blow wind in your ear just
Oh
so
yeah.
they can have access to you.
Oh yeah. I 1,000% agree with you. People
And
do
I
it.
think it's not about the
People do
intentional
it when you move
factor.
in too.
Right. And I don't think it's about the intentional factor. I think it's about the intentional factor with the actions.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Because
that's
I
a
could
good
blow
one.
wind in your ear. I could tell, what is it? I could sell salt to a slug.
Not a slug.
Look, I'll sell your beachfront property in Idaho.
I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you.
Look, you know. But I mean, I think of it again like this, right? People can give you, and someone said it earlier, right? The representative can show up, can be there at any point. The representative can be there before you move in. The representative can be there when you move in. You know, I think, in my opinion,
People
the
have married their
representative.
representative too.
Oh yeah, they have.
Mm-hmm.
They have, and that's where I was going. The representative can play a long game for the sake of convenience.
Yes, Lord.
A
I'm sorry.
representative can play a long game. I mean, it's not a coincidence when you see somebody, you see a couple, and you think, oh man, they've been married for 30 years, and then all of a sudden they get divorced. Why do you think that? Guess what? That representative could have been hanging around for 30 years. To get to a certain point, people have people have the capacity, and that's going into tomorrow's topic talking about clarity, capacity, and people got the capacity to have a long game.
A
And then they sit
long
there,
game.
and then they sit there and defend it and say, "But I love him though."
Right.
And it's
I
like
loves him.
you loved him for 20 plus years, and you
Mhm.
kept excusing the fact that he kept treating you like crap and
Yep.
dogging you out, and
Yep.
you just kept accepting it.
Yep.
It's like my
That's
wife says. My wife says
crazy.
this all the time. She said, "It's the story that you tell yourself."
Oh, that part right there. The delusion.
It's the story you tell
You
yourself.
tell yourself. That's
You
the
tell
story, because
yourself
you talking
that story so
yourself out
much
of
you
it.
believe it.
You
He
talking
cheats on
yourself out of
me,
it.
but I know that he loves me, but I know he cheats on me because, the women were just throwing themselves at him. And my
That's
Mhm.
what he
God,
told you.
they just tripped on him and it just stuck like two dogs. Oh
You
my
know, when I said
God,
that just
girl.
then, it
Wake
made me think
up.
about the delusion that I heard the other day. I don't know. If y'all guys seen it on social media or whatnot, where, God, though, Jada got up there and tried to justify why
Not
she
that
cheated.
triangulation. Oh my
Yes,
God,
she
not
tried to
again.
justify it. And it blew my mind, in my opinion. I don't know if anybody on this panel agrees with it. If you agree with it, you do. That's not my business. But I don't, because how she got up there to justify, she says, I did what I did because I wanted to protect Will. I'm like, so you went and slept with your son's friend to protect your husband? Make that make sense.
Maybe the son's friend was going after the husband and she wanted to protect him, to keep him from her husband. I don't know. I don't know. Do we care anymore about them?
No, we really don't. But it was just the
Yeah,
funniest
so-
thing I heard.
Oh,
It was just funny, and well, my point of saying all that was, it goes back to the story we tell ourselves and how we will justify others' actions
right,
to fit into our narrative,
right.
to make us feel a certain way. Yeah, she's very delusional. You know what I'm saying? Like, we will do certain things to make ourselves fit into a box when we know that we'll circle.
Well, it's because when they get in that midnight hour, they got to convince themselves that this is okay.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is looking at you saying, girl, there's something wrong. Dude, really?
Right.
But you trying to convince
Breezy,
yourself
welcome
that
in. Caleb,
this
welcome
is
in.
okay.
We're
good. We love each other. Our love will conquer everything.
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 The story we tell ourselves.
Just lying to yourself. Lord.
Yep.
No.
Number
can't.
5.
No bueno
Moving in doesn't equal getting serious.
at all.
Moving in don't mean you're getting serious. Moving in means living together can feel like a progression, but it can actually be a substitute for commitment.
Or
When you
lack
think about
thereof.
that. Or lack thereof, right? It can feel like, oh, we're progressing. We done moved in together.
It's
We
just
done
like
did this, and this, and then all of a
We're
sudden, but
living like husband and
nobody's
wife.
really
We're living
committed.
like husband and wife. Living
it's
like.
just
Right.
like it's just like when Jim Jones told the people told the people to drink the Kool-Aid. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
Old
all
school
go to
guy.
heaven together.
Mhm.
We're all gonna get there
Look
together.
at it.
Told them people to drink that Kool-Aid.
Yes.
And if you did, yeah, man.
And if you didn't, yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
there was some alternatives. I'm gonna force
But
it down your throat.
here's the second part to that, right? When you moving in, you doesn't equal getting serious. Is some people use it to delay defining a relationship. You don't even have a title on it. We moved in together, but we still don't have a title on what we are.
and he's okay with that too, because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And she's okay with it as well.
he like it, she love
It's
it.
both ways. You get a
Right.
lot of people on both sides, male and female. Exactly, roommates. People are okay with, oh, we moving in together. Shoot, you gonna pay what bill? Got it. And I'm gonna pay what? Cool. And all I gotta do is we gonna kind of hook up a few times. Cool. People are cool with those things. You know
I
what I'm
got
saying?
I got a story to tell y'all. It's just real quick. I'm gonna wrap it real quick to tell you real quick.
All
So
right,
there's
Andy, welcome in. Welcome in, Andy. Go
there's
for
this
it.
guy at my job, right? Currently still active, present. I had to shut it down. But anyway, he's been trying to shoot a shot with me for the past year and a half. When I, got to know him a little bit further at work, not outside of work, but at work, he told me that him and the mother of his child, they're co-parenting, but it's complicated. And I said, what you mean it's complicated? And he said, oh, we live together. I
Oh,
said,
there it is.
Boy, stop.
yeah. I said, she got her own room, you got your own room? He said, no.
Nah.
And I was just like, and you're trying to shoot your shot with me? And he was like, well, I'm not in love. I said, do you love her? He was like, well, I said, if it will work and you guys were to go seek counseling or whatever the reason may be, would you in fact work things out with her? And he was like, yeah, I do love her. I mean, I'll say exactly there. I mean, I already knew not to pursue him, right? Come on. It's a giveaway. It's stupid, right? But the fact that he just kept telling me it was complicated, he doubts that there's any type of healing with whatever they got and this, that, and that, talking about she won't leave him, he's trying to leave her. It was just like, I was just like, this dude, I'm like, are you married? And he was like, no, we're not married. And I said, you're allowing you guys to live with each other? And he was just like, oh, I'm doing it for the sake of our child. I said, how old is the child? He said, the child is 2. I said, oh, hell no. Man, this man is, what the hell? And I said, and you trying? And he's like, oh, but I find you interesting. And I'd like to, I was like, no. I've told him no so many times to where it got to the point where I'm like, do I need to contact HR?
get the peoples involved. Get the peoples involved.
And it's the thing about it is, and I'm like, one time, I did ask him something inappropriate one time, and it was like, and I'm just one of those type of people. I'm a forward person, but because he wouldn't stop. So I'm like, are y'all still, And he was like, well, yeah. And I said, why are you doing that if it's complicated? And he was like, well, I have to appease the situation so she doesn't take my child from me. I was like,
Boy, stop. That's
Leave me to.
misleading
I said,
yourself.
do not ever contact me again, or I will show HR that you are using your work phone, sir, to contact me on my personal phone.
Ooh, damn.
How did he
Off
get
the
my
stage.
personal number? Because in the beginning, when I was getting to know him, I didn't ask those questions. And when I got to know him, and then when he finally told me it was complicated, that's when it was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm not interested.
Mhm.
But at least you pivoted. Some women would
Right.
not have pivoted. They would just
Yeah.
say, "Oh yeah," they would suck it up with a biscuit. Oh, it's complicated. Oh, you
Oh
poor
yeah, we can work it
thing.
out. I'll be your
We can.
yeah,
Oh, I'll be there for
I'll
you.
be
We
your
can be
work wife,
friends.
your work
All that.
girlfriend.
Yeah, all of that pooper scooper stuff. I
Bye.
can't. Mm-mm.
Why he go
Yeah,
back to what he used to, what he's
yeah,
comfortable with
yeah,
while they playing house.
yeah.
Bye.
Can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she find out, oh well, I told you it was complicated. I don't want to
No,
hurt her.
the kicker was he was telling me that she's crazy. She stalks him and this. I said, oh no, oh heck no. You're not about to put me in some triangulation type of relation. No, I'm not doing that.
Triangulation leads to strangulation.
Okay.
News at 11.
Marlon, not with the sound effects.
Hey, you know I get crazy sometimes.
Oh yeah, let him
Welcome
do
in.
the sound effects.
Yeah, no, I ain't do that in a long time. Come on, welcome in. So we done said all this other stuff, right? But here's number 6. Here's when it might actually make sense. Okay? It might actually make sense when clear communication about expectations. And I know free. Yes, I said expectations free. I did. Clear communication about expectations. It can make sense when you have that. Here's another reason why it can make sense. It can make sense when you define the relationship, not a situationship. And it can make sense when you have shared values, not just shared spaces. You know, kind of like how Nikki was saying with, what she wants to end up doing.
Living
Right?
spaces.
If you have, a shared values and everything, you might be able to share that space. And last but not least, it could make sense when both people are intentional and not just comfortable. And I think we was talking about being comfortable earlier. But what if both people are intentional and not just comfortable? What if we all actually having grown folk conversation before even doing it? Like really talking about the ins and the outs of it. Because a lot of people don't have those conversations in the beginning. That's unfortunate. Oh, absolutely. Keyword, intentional, not just comfortable. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times people be afraid to have certain conversations, and they avoid those conversations by saying, well, yeah, we could save some money. We'll move in together. I'm gonna pay the rent. You know what I'm saying? We were saying earlier before everybody jumped on, me and Chocolate was sitting there talking about how I look at a lot of how social media in this generation, and I can only highlight this generation, because it's the most prevalent being seen, is they will have conversations about having a child before and moving in together before having conversation about marriage. And it's mind-boggling to me. It is so, I cringe, and it's mind-boggling to me that we're going to have a conversation about bringing a child in this world before talking about the commitment between me and this person. I'm confused.
Human being.
I sit there and I see it all the time, right? Every time I see a gender reveal, most of those people are not even married.
Yep.
And it just blows my mind. And I'm like, why is there so much more emphasis on having a child because, you know, and I read into things, I look into, and I'm going, um, people are more prone to do it because they feel like, well, if I don't do it now, I want to do it while I'm young, so that you know, when I get to the age that you know a lot of us are at, I'm gonna be able to just you know be able to have that life. What?
No.
Why? I don't
You
understand
know,
that.
you know what
I,
kills me, Marlon? When you have couples, 2 and 3 baby showers, and everybody in the house got the man's name but the woman. Everybody got his name but her.
Or it's
boy, you ain't saying a
or it's
word there.
hyphenated. Or it's hyphenated. Them
Exactly.
hyphenated names be
The kid
questionable,
got the
yo.
name before you got it. Come
He got the
on,
name for you to
man. Come on, man. Come on,
Exactly.
man. The kids got the last name before you did. That should tell your ass something right there.
Okay. Okay.
I ain't gonna speak on certain folks in my family, but I got a sister. Her
You
name is
didn't.
hyphen. Her name her name is well actually she didn't hyphenate. They're not married. They're playing house. But they got a kid together, and how about she hyphenated her kid's name, her
Oh,
kid's last name.
that's big in the Latino community. That is big in the
Yeah,
Latino community. And I
it
say that
is.
because I'm partially Latino, but it's big in the Latino community. You'll have Maria Sanchez Suarez Valencia Rodriguez Jones.
Well, yeah. Well, her mom. I mean, her mom. My stepmother is Mexican, but her daddy black. But she wasn't raised like the Latino
Yeah, she
culture.
said Jones.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
She did it because
she
I
didn't get all the
asked
last
her.
names.
So the thing
No, she
about it
got it.
is, I asked her why she did that, and she said there's reasons to that, and I said, well, why? And she's like, well, he need to work on his efforts, or I don't know. They got issues. I'm like, why are you gonna still be with somebody? Look, I ain't getting in the middle of that. I ain't even gonna
Mm-mm.
be getting in the middle of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I
It's
ain't
just,
even gonna get in
Look,
the middle of that.
yeah. That'd be
look.
you in danger, Molly. You in danger. Don't go
Cause
over there.
that's,
Hey,
like I said, they ain't married. They playing house. So
let's see. Comment section. Unapologetically, Christy said, values have shifted. People don't value marriage anymore. Wow. Yeah.
now, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm afraid that
Um,
in the near future, that's gonna be. I think the generation, like, I don't want to say I'm a millennial, so I feel like my sister's generation, like she's what's the Z or something like that. They don't even
mhm.
consider. They feel like being in a relationship is that's it. And like these kids now, they worship pregnancy more than they worship a marriage.
That's what
So
and that was my whole point.
like you see
Yeah.
Lotto, she all over here coming out with her new album with the baby. So, and everyone's like, oh my gosh. And he married. So,
Yeah. It's praise,
no
I
but
mean, we
comment.
that's
can't
just
speak on rich
it's
people
ass backwards.
problems.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's immorally wrong, but those are rich people problems. Common folks and common things. Like the more I listen to y'all talk, it almost be like, well, damn, I don't have a man because I ain't got no rent to pay. You know what I'm saying? That's the sad part. It's like if I had some rent
I
to
ain't got no
pay.
man. I ain't got no man because I ain't got Section 8 or food stamps. So there you have
But
it.
no. But I'm just the way y'all put it. I guess these are common problems.
Yeah.
Like and I
Mm-hmm.
don't see that. I'm a what did she say? Millennial.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a millennial,
Yeah.
right? And like I do want all my friends are married. Maybe a sprinkle aren't, and they're married. But I think what we see on social media versus what is really happening. Like people desire love. Sometimes we just don't get it the proper way. Like, and I question it myself because like I had to tell a girlfriend today, I was like, I have like exhausted the amount of stress that I can take in certain things in life because maybe we're in over consuming right now, not just in love, but just in life. And so for me, I'm looking at it like I'm not giving up on love. I'm not saying I don't need a man. I've never said that. We'll never say that. But sometimes I don't. see the possibilities. But on the other hand, what I am learning is nobody is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that
Mm-hmm.
has taught me, is that people are not perfect, and that we need to, evaluate what our deal breakers are with morals, ethics, and character in order to be with someone. But it's so funny that people will shack up and be miserable, which is true. I've seen one time, and I like the young lady above. I've had that same story where somebody had came to me like, well, they just a roommate.
Melissa,
And
what's
I'm
up?
like, well, does your wife know that she's a roommate? Because she apparently she don't.
Okay.
Does she
Okay.
know?
She does she know? Like, so for me, I
Yeah.
think it's just it's a fine line, and I pray to never get jaded by the things that I do witness or that do happen, because there are people who are having successful marriages with people who don't cheat, with people who do keep a home and value
Mm-hmm.
God, So I am learning that, and it's just so unfortunate. The crazy part is that, I hate to say it, like, a majority of my friends that are married are married to men that are Muslim men that are seeking marriage, not Christians, but Muslim men, and they're being treated well, and they don't have too many issues. I just think it's really unfortunate, but um,
I mean,
I
don't
don't know
say
what
you
that
hate to
says.
see it. I mean, love finds people regardless of, religion, color, everything. I think
But
in
that
people in
makes
this
me
world,
question the equally yoked aspect of it, because you have people who are turning down people because they're like, oh, we got to be equally yoked. And then I see a Christian and a Muslim getting married, and they have successful home businesses and love each other, and they're loving on each other and loving God together. And the
yeah,
only thing that has taught me is that when I get to heaven, God ain't gonna ask me about your sins. He gonna ask me about mine, and I
yeah.
gotta be accountable for me.
I mean, that's those things where because I mean, I have friends that that are Muslim, and I got friends that are Buddhist and Christian that are together. It's because they had conversations with each other, and they had real intentional conversations where I understand what you were raised as and everything. Let's have a conversation about what values align with each other. Most people, when that happens, won't have those conversations. You can have two Christian people together and they won't have that conversation. But you got two people that are in different religions and different realms where they have those conversations with each other because they look outside of that part. They understand this is, I have a relationship with God. Boom. I know you have your relationship with God. Boom. You know what? Let's have more conversations about it. I understand what you were raised. I understand these things. A lot of people avoid, again, like I was saying earlier, people will avoid tough conversations. But if we would tackle more tough conversations with someone, we can find out just how much more that we have in common outside of everything else, where we can live a fruitful life together, where we can have commonality of life and still have individuals. Because most people don't realize, even when you're married, marriage means that you have made that commitment, that covenant in front of God. You committed to each other. It does not mean that you still can't have individuality.
As well as
That
you
part
should
right.
have
It
That
doesn't
part.
mean
individuality.
that you
That
don't
part
have
right there.
individuality.
You should maintain that.
That part right there.
You
You
still
shouldn't.
need to be an individual. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and you also shouldn't put one. You shouldn't. You also shouldn't put people in like one box and just be narrow minded. Like, if I could sit here and expand how I wanted to express myself on this panel, I would have. But I'm just generalizing how our society is looking right now. You know what I'm saying? Whether I was talking about celebrities or I wasn't. I mean, we could sit here and be like, well, my friends is Muslim and they all living large and happy. But like, you can't just put everybody, like, one specific genre in a box. Like, everybody is, your opinion is your opinion. How you see life, how you see the world, that's that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I agree wholeheartely with you, Marlon, on what you're saying. Like, whether it's religion, whether it's not religion, it's the person within themselves, self reflection, learning themselves. If everybody could sit here and work on themselves and internalize being intentional,
Mm-hmm.
I think the world will be a little bit better than what it is right now. How we looking and
Hmm.
how the world is looking. If you
Oh,
really, if we really
absolutely.
want to
But
go
it
that
says
route.
a lot about a person that says that they're a Christian, and we know everybody don't walk the straight and narrow. But like you, what I am saying is, I see a lot less Christians applying God's word or getting married, right? And I'm not a
Mm-hmm.
Bible thumper. I love Jesus, divine say Christ. I've said that on your panel before, so I am a firm believer. But
Yeah,
what
she
I'm
did say
saying is,
Devontae.
yeah,
Listen.
but what I will say is that it is strange that we see people who say they love God, right, but will condemn other people, but will not get married or do with the covenant of, and don't understand the old covenant versus the new covenant and things of that nature. So for me, the sad part is, if I had some rent to pay and I was a struggling woman, I would just settle to have a piece of a man just because he could split the bills. This is what this conversation sounds like. Not to say I would, but that's what most Americans are doing. That's what y'all said, right?
Yeah, but there are some women
Mm-hmm.
some women will have a piece of a man just thinking that you're keeping him away from other women. And that's when
Right.
you really
Or
become
just
delusional.
having a man just to have a man for status purposes. I mean, I got
Mm-hmm.
the ring. How many videos have you come across and you see a woman flashing her ring like that's going to that's the
Yeah.
end all be all. That's not the end all be all. You got a girl. Bless your heart.
But there's
Absolutely.
also
Ooh, there's a
but there
bless your heart.
but there's
So
also a
let's
lot of
see.
men
Free
who are
also
married.
said.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say free asked, how can two walk together lest they agree though? I need an equally yoked with my partner. So I mean
They
Mm,
agree.
let's go down and let's talk about what equally yoked actually is. Right?
mm.
So equally yoked, again, I'm not a therapist, as my shirt said. I'm just a man who's been through some
I am. My
things.
degrees say that I am, but I'll be quiet.
um Equally yoked basically means you got, two people that are compatible, especially when it's down to important values and beliefs. And hear what I'm saying, values and beliefs. So to the point of talking about, let's just say, since we was talking about the two religions, I'm not going to harp on this a long time, but if two people believe in God, regardless of what the religion is, you believe in the same thing. You believe in God. If your values are, I want to raise my kids and I want my kids to be able to do this, I want my kids to do this, or I want my household to look like this, do you agree with that? And you agree, you're in alignment, in my opinion. You're in alignment at that point because, and the other part is, if you're both moving in the same direction in life, you know, you can again, you can still have your individuality and still keep those core values and beliefs that are important to you. And then again, everything's about a conversation. You know, again, it gets to be a little different when you have kids involved. I think this is where, like I look at my friends that are ones that's Muslim, one that's Christian. They both take their kids to both things because what they decided to do was give their kids the viewpoints of both. And when they get older, the children can
Choose.
feel can choose which direction they want to go.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, I think that's huge because you're God gave us a power of choice.
Hmm.
Why shouldn't the kids have a power of choice?
Amen. And so
You
all I
know,
was saying
so
was, when I brought that up, was that I'm noticing that maybe what I was taught was wrong with equally yoked. Maybe my understanding was off, because I see so many people who are successful in marriage. And then when I meet a Christian man, he worse than than Satan, sometimes. So for
hmm
me, I think I'm just having the epiphany of what I have been taught, or the idea of what is. Maybe that's not what it means. And when you broke it down, the free will aspect, because listen, I believe in what everybody is saying. I met somebody who was all of the things that aligned up with me. He was a doctor, he was this. And when that man said, I don't believe in Jesus, I was like, well, I can't go to hell for this, and walked away. He was adamant about he didn't believe in any God. although he had said things. So that was the difference for me. This is the only reason I couldn't stay. But
Right,
if
right.
I get hit on more by Muslim men that are pursuing a family home and marriage,
But you know
right?
something, Andy? You know what I found, Andy, to be honest with you? A lot of Christian men, Marlon, no offense, please, no offense. But I find
Yeah.
that a lot of Christian men use the Bible to justify ill behavior. But when you have Muslim men who practice the Muslim faith, they live it every
Mm-hmm.
day, several times a day. Christian men only
Mm-hmm.
practice it on holidays, weekends, Saturday, or Sunday, whatever day they go to. And they don't live it every day. They have to be
Mm-hmm.
forced to live it every day. They have to be coached
Well,
and
and let me make
coaxed.
this clear. The gentleman just said he believed in God and had Muslim values, but he had a problem with Jesus. And my issue was he was so adamant with throwing Jesus in my face. I was like, I can't have, I don't even think I had a conversation. I think I ended up ghosting him. But I really he just said, I didn't understand. It was a confusion to me of like, I have Muslim values, but I believe in God and I have a problem with Jesus. So that was the issue I had. So I walked away. But the
Mm-hmm.
reality of it is, I get hit on more times than none that from a Muslim man that is saying, I'm willing to show up for you and your family. It's been me to say, oh no, well, you don't believe in God. You know, we're not a Christian, so I can't date you and we're not equally yoked. So that was an epiphany that I had, and that's
Mm-hmm.
even recently. And it's unfortunate that I probably won't, like Christian men, just not all, I'm just saying that particular one. But I'm just, for part of the conversation, that those aren't the values. And like Chocolate said, they are studying daily. And I'm not saying there's an emphasis on it, but I will say for a community, family, and to secure, take care of women or protect, I've been, I guess, hit on and asked to date, and I've turned it down because they weren't Christians. That was me. But now I know when I get to heaven, I have to worry about my own sins because
Okay,
he ain't gonna
Lefty.
ask me about theirs. So
No, and again, everybody has to make a decision, a choice based upon everything. I think I think asking a question about it, you know what I'm saying, is in really getting into more in depth with it. Let's see. I'm gonna make sure I don't miss any one comments. Y'all know I like to make sure I don't miss comments, and I may not understand exactly where this was going, but I'm going to read the comments. Free said, "No, to me, it's not the same. God, same values. They actually live submitted to God." Um, and I apologize because I don't know um, where that was in the conversation. I want to say that was probably when was talking about the definition about being yoked. I think that's where we were at on that part. Um, See, I ain't Christian. How you raise your kids is everything. What makes him a Christian? Man, if he is worse than Satan, they are not God. Boom, boom, boom. Everyone who says Christian is not.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Um, I think even in that situation, and again, just hearing what you're saying, and then you're saying you're being approached more than you're being approached a lot by that particular set of men, and I don't know what your prayer is to God. That's you between you and God, right? I would say if that's something that you've been asking God to bring to you, he might be bringing it to you, but it may not be packaged how you want it to be packaged.
Mm.
So I know that's one of the things that I hold myself at fault a lot because I'd be thinking it's supposed to look like what I thought it was going to look like. And God be like, I done gave you this, right? You just didn't like the package that it was in because you thought it was going to be wrapped up in this with a bow on it and all of these
man,
things,
listen.
right?
And here I
So
am telling the man his belt fake, and this why I ain't got no husband. Oh Lord. He just sent me the man, and I'm like, God, but this belt is fake.
but that
And,
man
But
Yeah,
no, I
yeah.
get what you're saying. I just was, that I didn't know because I was like the women in the chat. I was like equally yoked. And really, that's what the mindset was. And
Mm-hmm.
here I am, probably about to be those ladies that stand up in church every Sunday to give that testimony. Y'all pray for my husband. I want him to come to church on Sunday, but just pray for him. He ain't ready
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. Unapologetically, Christy said, but it also does, but also don't be dismissive too soon, so soon. I mean, again, it's not telling you what to do, and I hope you understand. We're not saying
Oh,
what to
no,
do,
I
but
know
it's
that. I
just,
just was saying that that's
you
the
know,
epiphanies. But here's the thing, what I've learned about the word, and I know this is what your topic was not about, what I have learned, but it's in the realm of having the conversation was, when I read the Bible, it tells me how raggedy I am. It don't tell me nothing about you, Marlon. So that's
mm-hmm,
how I look at my relationship. So your relationship with God is yours. And yes, we want to come together and do said things and have respect. Now I'm just understanding, like, let me just have respect for you because I don't know what God is taking you. That ain't none of my business. I'm not the judge, jury, or any of those things. So I think long as I can be in that mindset of, hey, I'm only accountable for me, then that is the truth.
mm-hmm.
We are only accountable for self and go on about my business, I think I'm able to view people a lot differently. But no, I will not settle. But I had that strong stance of not understanding that you can coexist and your walk with
Right.
God is your walk with God.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Um, no, and again, I always, as always, I always appreciate what everybody adds to it. Um, let's see, Free says, well, I don't think that's what the word says. I understand. I understand. Um, but moving back into more of the realm of where the topic was at, which was, you know, test the waters or your standards, moving in intimacy before marriage. Um, I think part of what the real issue that ends up rearing its head um, is really not about moving in or being intimate. You know, it's about the order of things and the intention behind it, right? Um, are you doing this on purpose or are you just doing it and just letting it happen when it comes to that? Is it are you choosing it or are you just like, I'm just going to slide on into this right quick and see what happens? You know? What does Sunshine say? Also, it tells you to take the beam out your own eye first, right? What part? I'm sorry, Sunshine. What part, love? Um,
One thing I
I don't
will
know
say
what.
is I've had older women tell me I should test the waters, or I know that older women do test the waters, saying that you should live with someone and you should sleep with them before you get together. I've heard that, but I've only heard that.
Absolutely not.
But
Absolutely.
listen,
No.
no, I understand that. But what I'm saying is, that is the new trend that is going on social media that you should test the waters because you should live with somebody before you move it and marry them. You should, you know, come together before because you need to know what you're getting into. So for me, I understand what my morals, values, and ethics are because I'll be damned if I do and damned if I don't. But I am just saying that is being put out there as well. This is a trend that people are some older women, and they don't start doing this until after they get divorced.
But see, the older women are putting it out there. One, okay, as an older woman, as an older woman, a lot of older women are
Mhm.
putting it out there so they can have companionship. They're not looking for husbands or building a home or building a house or having children. You know what I'm saying? They're looking at for companionship. So for an older woman to tell a younger woman to go out there and just give up her youth and live with somebody and minimize her value to a man, that's unfair. That's unfair because she has lived her life. She has made her choices. She has her children and grandchildren. But for a younger woman to say, look, I still want to get married, and for an elder to say to you, Oh no, no, no. Throw that aside. Just go shack up and no, we are doing you all a disservice by doing that, in my opinion.
No, I believe you're right. But what I'm saying is, I've happened to come across that on social media by seeing older
Mm-hmm.
women telling young girls, you should, and you should do this because of what has happened to them. And like you said, they're not giving the full ramifications of why. Like, I don't plan on having children. We're not buying a house. Some people may even live, separately, so I understand, what you all are saying. I'm just trying to throw different aspects in of what is being the narrative on social media.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I get where you're going. That is one of the things I do see a lot of where, but I think a lot of times, in my opinion, a lot of times when people say that, because, and it's not just older women, it's older men will say it as well. I think those are people who have never dealt with their own particular trauma in their life, and they're trying to tell people how they think they should do it to avoid situations, not realizing that you're not avoiding a situation, you're actually creating a whole new situation on top of a situation. And in the end result is there's still not going to be any clarity behind it, because now we have just intermingled everything. We done just tied into everything. We done just put all of these things together, and now it's going to even be even harder when you realize that, damn, you know what? I'm not really compatible with this person. I'm not really into this person. But I did what people told me to do. They told me to go ahead and move in and figure out some things about them. They told me to move in, and society has told me to go have a baby with this person because that's what's going to keep us together. And that if we move in and buy this house together, that's going to keep us together. Society, this is what society is telling me. And that's because you got people that have never dealt with, who has not dealt with their particular trauma and the things that have happened in their life. So they're misdirecting people based upon their own pitfalls, in my opinion.
And I think, yeah, in my opinion, yeah, I think there are people giving false narratives, and I think they're giving bad suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to look at what a person's needs are. When we're talking about a people being equally yoked, going back to that, you can
Mm-hmm.
share the same moral fiber with a person. It's just your religious instruction is different. Because at the end of the day, there is only one God. Whether you read the Quran or the Torah or the Bible, there's only one God. There's only one God. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
supreme. That's the supreme. Period. The end. And if you have someone that's coming to you with a strong moral fiber and you have a strong moral fiber, that's where you're equally yoked. But when another person's morals can be swayed by the weather or by, modern trends, that's when you say we're not equally yoked. That's when you say you're not equally yoked.
I
And I
like the
rest.
perspective. Okay. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, wow. This is one of these particular type of topics that, again, y'all know I'm very intentional when I do a topic. I never expect it to stay exactly on that because it can branch off into so many different things, right? And that's
Mm-hmm.
intentional. Y'all know I'm not. I do that intentionally because I know the different directions it can go, because all of those particular directions are factors, right? Those are all factors into it. Those are the factors that goes in before moving in with somebody and having a sexual relationship. I mean, you take it to, some aspects of, even in religion. You don't, we're not supposed to do that before then, but we do it because we got to go test the waters. We need to go see if it hitting. If it ain't hitting how we wanted to hit, and we say, oh well, that ain't the person for me.
Yeah. Let me go
But it
hit
could
up
have been
another tree.
but it could have been the person for you. You could
But
have, that could have been a person that you could have grown into, and what you thought wasn't good could have actually changed if there was more behind it.
But
And that's where people
that's
they
sad.
miss it.
Yeah, that is sad. The sad part about that is, um, I think when you do things right, then not to say it like this, you move in with somebody because there's a lack. And I think a lot of times when we have these topics, because you like it does sound like whether it's financially or emotionally, people are doing these said things because there's a lack. There's a lack. And that's why I came in here joking, because I'm like, well, what do you do as a person if you've done the work and you don't have those same issues that the common world like this? So that puts me in a whole nother pool to date. That's why I was like, I guess I got to get some rent just to have like the, you get what I'm saying? It almost feels like almost feels like if you are not in the herd of society, then it's like, well, then who do you look to? And I'm just throwing it out there, So I've just learned to be okay with myself, because these conversations, these problems I don't have. I can date you to actually like you because I don't need you to pay my light bill. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can like you and we can grow and we can go into said things. I don't even have to, I guess I feel like for me, I don't even have to have you move in. Like, I would never ask a man, like, hey, I'm struggling, or whatever the case, however people, do this thing, right? But like, that's not the first thing that comes to mind when dating, because those aren't the issues that I have. So I would never be in that predicament.
And that's knowing where you're at in life. That,
I mean, but if I had I would want some stamps. So if y'all selling, y'all just hit my inbox.
I ain't got none of them things, but I know some people that know some people.
But you get what? And I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not knocking anybody that's working 2 jobs because of the current state of society. I think I paid my, my debt to society, and all types of situations.
Not paid your debt. Not paid your debt.
I have. Listen, I have. I have the first. Would you say the last will be first and the first will be? I am. Yes, my later is greater, and I'm grateful for that. So for me, I think I personally struggle because I'm like, well, I don't have these problems, and I can actually go on a date to just get to know you, and not because of what you do. Like, and people show up, and y'all, I have had some horror dates, right? But I just feel like I don't have these same problems. So when I'm listening to your topic, I'm like, I mean, I know people work and they want to break. I don't want what is it called? The 80-20 rule. I don't want none of that. Like, that's crazy work. And that's what society is. Yeah, that's what society is promoting. That's the sad part.
And that's why my podcast name is 100 100.
100 100.
Get out of that 80-20 mindset. But understand that there are days where you may be at that capacity. But my overall way that I'm coming in at 100. Right. But I'm gonna have days where the world done kick my ass today, and I might be at 30.
But that's when you lay your head on your wife's lap and she rub your head and brings you back.
But when you do premarital counseling and you do it with the pastor, he tells you need to show up whole, 100 100.
100 100.
But that's what I'm saying. A lot of people tell you that a lot of men will sit there and tell you about the Bible and submission and this, that, and the third, and they ain't even a member of a church. They ain't been there since Jesus was a boy. I mean, let's be real. Right. And their interpretation of the Bible is off. It's off-putting and it's out of date. They have to be able to be a member, and they have to fellowship, and they have to really dedicate themselves. Period. Because if I hear one more man talking about a woman should submit to a woman should submit to a man, Scripture says a woman should submit as a man submits to God. If he does not submit to anybody else other than himself, a woman does not have to submit to him. You better read it, and read it with full comprehension. Reading is fundamental.
But I think it's based off of how they see submission.
Right.
And if they have fully submitted to God, the way that they view submission is not going to be a sour taste in a woman's mouth.
Right.
If you're viewing submission the way that it's intended to be viewed, it's not do what I say, as you know, do as I say, not as I do. It's
Right,
not
right,
that
right.
way, you know. So
Hmm.
it's based off of how they view submission, which is going to be based off of whether or not they do have a relationship with God.
But that's why
And
I
Mm-hmm.
brought the topic
that's why
up.
I was saying that a lot of our Christian men will only go to church on Sundays or holidays or whatever.
Girl,
But
they
you
call
find that,
CME.
well, yeah,
CME.
but
Christmas,
then
Mother's Day, Easter.
right. But then you have other practices or other traditions or other religions where they live it every day, all
Yeah.
day. You know what I mean? They walk the walk every day. They don't just wait until Sunday morning to crack open their Bible. They are in their Quran 4 and 5 times a day. They are living the Quran. They're
Yeah.
living the Torah if they're Jewish. I mean, they are living their religion. So that's
I,
when I don't really take Christians too seriously sometimes, because you can't be selective in your interpretation. It says, lean not to one's own understanding. And I think a lot of our culture, when it comes to Christianity, people lean onto what their understanding is and not what the intent was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think everybody's relationship with God is based off of your own walk. So it's personal. My
Right.
relationship is personal. So the Bible is basic instruction. So if I'm reading the Bible, and like I always tell my daughter, you might be the first Bible somebody ever reads. So you may also be the
Mm,
reason why they if they think that you say you're a Christian, which if you have to say it out loud, if they can't see it in you,
that's
then
right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to hear it from you. That's
That's
how I
right.
feel.
You
That's
gotta
right.
see
Um,
the God in me.
yeah. So
Okay.
if you are not emanating like my father was a pastor, and in his later years he joined a church that was of apostolic faith. And again, I don't care what faith you are. You know the God that I know. However, the way that he ingested the word or understood the word was a little different than the way we were raised. We were raised Baptist. And so, like I would tell him oftentimes, so I think somebody put that in here, to remove the log out of your eye before you help me remove the thorn out of mine.
Whew. Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to fall short oftentimes, almost every day. I'm going to fall short. But I know a God that sits high and looks low. And all I need to do is talk to him. And I have my own relationship with him. So I don't need you to have that for me. So with men wanting you to submit and those type of things, if they don't have a relationship with God, I'm going to see that very early, which is why I said I'm not ready. And he's working on making me ready, is because if I see in you you don't have that relationship, then you're not someone I can submit to.
And then,
So
like Free said, there's a mutual submission. It is a mutual.
That's right.
It's mutual. There's a
It's not
mutual
one
submission.
sided. It's
No,
not
it's
you
not one
acting like
sided.
Edith
You
Barker
know.
is like Edith Bunker running to the door. Archie, what you want for dinner, Archie?
Yeah,
No, we ain't
absolutely.
doing
Like
that.
I
We
had
ain't doing
to.
all that.
Not only did my wife submit to me, but I had to submit to my wife.
That's
I
right.
had to make sure that I'm still doing the things that I need to do. She had to make sure she's doing the things that she's supposed to do. We can't just jump into the all the things that it says. You have to live it. You got to be present. You got to do those things. You know what I'm saying? It's 100% mutual. Um,
Absolutely, Marlon. Well,
But
man,
I will
it's
say
10
this,
o'clock.
that, but I know you got to go, but I think this kind of ties in. The reason why we're having this standard, or what's being promoted, is because, not to say the word of God isn't in it, but the rules of engagement, the meaning what we're supposed to do, is not the standard, right? So
hmm
like it kind of ties back into the fact that, you know what, if we did have a model, like we do have a model to follow, right? And people aren't following, it's never going to work. So if like I tell people who are mediums and all that, witches and stuff like that, I was like, you ain't telling me nothing that the Bible don't say. You get what I'm saying? So when people
Yeah.
decide that they're doing all of this, it's like, well, no, it's actually in the word. Let me show you. So when we get to this point of the conversation, it's like, go to the word, because it's actually in there. Like this,
Lean not
this is
on
the
to your
rule.
own understanding, but lean on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Man, well,
Well,
look.
you know it's 10 o'clock and I gotta go bed because
Oh, I'm
I
about to
got
shut
that
it down right now.
I got that
Hey,
plantation.
we had the wind down. I got you. Hey, look, I gotta go do some stuff too. I gotta go cuddle with my wife. What y'all mean? So,
Well, all right now.
Okay.
Let her
Ain't
rub
that
that
it?
head.
Ain't
Let
that
her rub
it?
your forehead.
hey,
Ain't
that's
that
right.
it? Well, you all have a good night.
Same to
But I'm
you,
gonna
love.
leave y'all with my closing message, my closing thought, real quick here. Um, my closing thought is you can't build something serious on a foundation of convenience. If it starts casual, don't be surprised when it ends casual.
Mm.
And
Facts.
that's how I'm gonna land. So,
Facts.
um,
Ooh.
yeah,
What's tomorrow
you
night?
can't build something serious on a foundation of convenience. If it starts casual, be surprised when it ends casual. I'll see you guys tomorrow, though. We got a good topic for tomorrow. Tomorrow's topic is going to be clarity, capacity, and consistency.
Nice.
Um, hope you guys tune in tomorrow. I'm gonna drop you all guys down so that you keep all your coinage, and we'll see you
Have a
guys
good night
tomorrow.
tonight.
All right, Nikki,
Oh.
I'm gonna drop you down. See you
Bye.
tomorrow.
Bye.
And we're saying goodnight to 100 podcast with Marlon Powers. Good night, ladies
And
and
we
gentlemen.
going. Pew. Andy, as always, appreciate you. Pew. All right, everybody. Look, man, we had a good session tonight, y'all. Definitely shoot in. See me tomorrow, same time, 7. You know, we're gonna have a good topic tomorrow. Clarity, capacity, and consistency. I heard it from my pastor, and I brought it into this perspective. So, Free, as always, appreciate you. Good guy, everybody. Appreciate you. Night, night.